Dr. Fearghal McGarry, good morning to you. Your work in looking into the relationship between the Great War and the 1916 Rising. What was the reason for this exploration, this intellectual journey?
Well, traditionally, in the Irish nationalist history that was written about the revolutionary period, the 1916 Rising was seen as a product of the centuries of struggle against Britain, 1798, 1848, 1867, and so on. And I guess in more recent decades, Irish historians have been much more interested in placing 1916 into the context of the First World War, specifically, rather than that longer time frame. So if you look around much of Europe before the First World War, most countries are part of multi-ethnic empires, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, British Empire, and so on. If you look at Europe after the First World War, you have this proliferation of new independent nation states. So I think in some ways it makes more sense to look at what happens in Ireland between 1914 and 1918 in that sort of context of how Europe is generally reshaped by the impact of the First World War.
We were fundamentally following a European example.
Yeah, I think what you see in this period, I guess, in the 19th century is the century of imperialism and empire. The 20th century is the century of nationalism and nation states. Processes that are happening in the years and decades before 1916 and the First World War, for instance, more people receiving the vote, greater reform, power being devolved from small elites to ordinary people. All those processes are leading, I think, to strengthen sort of democratic national movements. So I think it makes more sense to place what happens in Ireland inside that sort of wider context of almost universal social and economic and political forces.
And bearing in mind the movement of those forces across Europe, is this in some way an explanation why, I suppose, a majority of people in Ireland at that time would not have automatically at the beginning supported the Rising?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think, again, I think the first is crucial here because in the years before the First World War, there was a general consensus amongst Irish nationalists that Home Rule was the best way forward. Now, what was Home Rule? Essentially, it was a very kind of moderate compromise between Irish nationalists and the British state, and it would have given Ireland a degree of self-government, but kept Ireland firmly within the British state. And again, if you fast forward to after the First World War, that sort of Irish nationalist consensus has been shattered. Most Irish nationalists, by voting for Sinn Féin in 1918, are really saying they're no longer interested in Home Rule, they're no longer interested in being part of the British state, they want full independence. And again, I think you need to put this in the context of what's happening at with the Treaty of Versailles and with European and indeed global nationalist movements everywhere. Everything has become sort of more radicalized.
Is it a big ask, so to speak, to believe that the innate, independent Irish would have been so readily and perhaps so enormously influenced by those other external forces?
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the problems here is it's really difficult to try and track how these ideas carry across over borders and what influence they have. I mean, what we can clearly say is that the pulse of Irish nationalism prior to 1916, prior to 1914, is very moderate, and we can clearly show that the idea that Ireland should have not just self-government but actually full independence, be a separate republic, that has come to be accepted post First World War, and we can also say that is an idea which has gained strength everywhere across the world. And I think we can point to examples of why this might be so. So this example would be President Woodrow Wilson. So he is making clear in the wake of the First World War that as he sees it, the old world order is dead, and the new world order must be one in which people are ruled through consent. In other words, that there should be nation states that operate through self-determination. So I think we can say this is more than a coincidence that Irish ideas appear to reflect these broader international shifts, but it's extremely difficult to prove the specific linkages.
But it would seem that the independence movement in Ireland, even an independence movement founded in a violent approach to take up arms, that that movement had a great mentor in the likes of President Wilson, who was delineating, if you like, a new status quo.
Yeah, I think so, and I think because the Irish nationalist movement, the Irish separatist movement goes back such a long period, we can sort of compare different phases of nationalist activity and draw these comparisons out. So, for example, if we look at Irish nationalism in the 19th century, say, for example, the Romantic nationalists of the Young Ireland in the mid-19th century, they reflect a lot of the European Romantic nationalist ideas elsewhere in the world. So there's a big focus on language and culture and so on. So we can track these developments, and in a sense, the concerns of the generation of nationalists that produced 1916, people like De Valera and so on, we can see the parallels between how nationalism is operating elsewhere. For example, a big concern on culture and language and religion. So we can sort of track these changes over time. But specifically, the First World War, I think, has a huge radicalizing or accelerating impact in terms of the evolution of nationalist thought.
Quite apart from the taking up the armed struggle, the men of 1916, they must have been hugely singular in their mindset to take an Irish nation which wasn't readily wishing to take a violent approach. They were a minority, and they led the majority, and a majority that only came in behind them at the time of the executions, perhaps.
Yeah, that's fair to say. I mean, if we look at, there's an important Irish context here in terms of the Ulster crisis, the Home Rule crisis, 1912 to 1914, and this really begins to sort of radicalise Ireland, and it begins to weaken the Home Rule party. So ironically, the very measure that they had struggled for decades, when that measure actually comes on the horizon, things begin to slip out of control. So that's a background factor. But I think we can, if we look at the impact of the First World War, I mean, the first thing that it does is when John Redmond declares his support for the British war effort, it splits the Irish Volunteers, which had been a movement of maybe 150, 200,000 people, and we're left with a tiny rump force who retained the name the Irish Volunteers, who remain committed to a more separatist or republican vision. So ironically, although the First World War in a sense creates the opportunity for a rebellion, if you look in terms of the immediate impact of the First World War, it actually shows how weak Republicans are. And one of the arguments I make in my book, The Rising, is that a lot of the motivations leading to 1916 were not motivations in terms of Republicans thinking that history was on their side, that it was inevitable that they would have ever more popular support, but actually they were kind of striking from a position of weakness and frustration. But I think figures like Tom Clark and Sean McDermott did have a very clear idea that what was probably a desperate roll of the dice could pay very great dividends in terms of reinforcing the credibility of separatism, weakening popular support for Home Rule, and perhaps exposing the relationship between Britain and Ireland in the sense of the oppression of Irish nationalists as they perceive it. And in all of that, of course, they proved to be correct. 1916 had an enormously radicalising and transforming influence, even though at the time, right up into Easter week itself, it was clearly very unpopular with a large number of Irish nationalists.
And perhaps, too, those proponents of the Rising, those folk would have felt that there might have been a preoccupation in the minds of the British with other and greater things.
Yeah, I mean, on a purely rational level, I think the First World War makes it very easy for a small minority of radical Republicans to say, now is the time that we must rise. So they could say, well, we have England's difficulty is Ireland's opportunity, and that's a traditional Republican argument. They could point to the possibility of military support from Germany, arms from Germany, perhaps even troop landings and so on. And crucially, I think also they were realists. They could say, even if we are defeated in any rising, we'll have placed ourselves on the right side in terms of the First World War. And when the war ends and Germany wins, which is what they believed, Ireland would be rewarded for for its stance. So I think that one of the really important sort of aspects of the First World War is not that it makes 1916 a rebellion more likely to succeed, but it makes it much easier for Republicans to argue that a rebellion should take place. And there was also a kind of a counter-argument, which was, if we, Fenians and separatists who have plotted for decades, don't do anything in a time of war, we'll lose complete credibility.
Yeah, I just wonder if in that situation where they were going forward, they were being optimistic, but against the background you have outlined, is it the case that deep in their hearts, those who took up arms and did the fighting that Easter, that deep down they felt we're making a step forward, but we're not going to win this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we now have a lot of evidence from the Bureau of Military History's witness statements as to what separatists were thinking and doing, and I think the public face of the rebellion is that they're saying, well, we have every opportunity of exploiting the conditions of the First World War to make a real push for independence. But I think for most of the rebel leaders were realistic rather than optimistic, and they felt that while a rebellion wouldn't be militarily, pretty much any outcome that would come from a failed military uprising would enhance their position. And some of them talked in terms of, we'll push the ball up the hill and the next generation can push it down. I think very few of them considered that there would have been within 18 months of the rebellion a complete transformation and a constitutional nationalism and a strong Republican movement. That surprised a lot of people.
Yeah. Ultimately, what was that particular tip-over factor? What allowed that 18 months to be significant and to make the difference?
I would go back to the wartime context. So in 1914, there's clearly, Home Rule has been achieved on paper, and there's clearly a surprising amount of popular support for the war effort, including in areas like Newry and so on, even amongst people who would consider themselves quite nationalist. But by 1915, there's clearly a shift in terms of how nationalists are perceiving things. The Irish nationalists are seen to be treated less favourably than Ulster Unionists in terms of enrolment into the First World War. There's a coalition government formed between the Tories and the Liberal government, which puts into government die-hard opponents of Home Rule, such as Edward Carson, who themselves had been rebelling against Home Rule, just a couple of years previously. And there's also growing fears about conscription. So I think really there's two factors that explain the shift in opinion. One is Britain's punitive treatment of the rebels, the executions, the mass arrests, the deportations, which of course relates to the wartime context. Had the rebellion taken place in a peacetime context, the response would have been more considered. And the second factor is this growing fear of what the war means. And if you could pick one issue above all others that sort of pushes Sinn Féin over the line in 1918, it's the conscription crisis in the spring of 1918. And again, Britain's decision to impose conscription in Ireland was driven by the war. It didn't really make an awful lot of sense to try and bring in conscription given the amount of protest there would be in Ireland. But Britain couldn't continue to conscript, Welsh and Scots people without bringing it in Ireland. Context, I'd argue, is crucial.
Okay, the book is out. It's The Rising, yes?
Yep, Fearghal McGarry, The Rising, Ireland, Easter 1916.
And the Fearghal is Fearghal.
Correct.
Listen, Fearghal McGarry, Dr. Fearghal McGarry, thank you very much for that. Really grateful to you. Have a good day.
Thanks very much, Rowan. Bye.